We all have wondered that how planets make sound, and most of us have already listened the sound of various planets in YouTube or another else. There are a lot of videos available on YouTube where we can listen the sounds of planets. But today we will help you to know that why do the planets make sounds? Are the sounds real? Does a planet really make sound? So without any kind of further ado, let's get into the video. Well, it's a pretty much interesting question that if a planet can make a sound or not. In a sense, planets do emit radiation, which can be used to make sounds we can hear. But how does that work? Before that, we have to know about the physics behind sound. Everything in the universe gives off radiation. If our ears and eyes were sensitive to it, we could hear or even see it. The way people and animals hear sound is that sound waves travel through the air and eventually reach the air. Inside, they bounce against the eardrum, which begins to vibrate. Those vibrations pass through small bones in the ear and cause small hair to vibrate. The hairs act like tiny antennae and convert the vibration into electrical signal that race to the brain through the nerves. Now the brain then interprets that as sound and what the timbre and pitch of the sound are. So this is the physics behind the sound. Let's talk about the sound in space. Everyone has heard the line used to advertise the 1917 movies Alien. In space, no one can hear you scream. It's actually quite true as it relates to sound in space. For any sounds to be heard while someone is in space, there have to be molecules to vibrate. On our planet, air molecules vibrate and transmit sound to our ears. In space, there are few, if any, molecules to deliver sound waves to the ears of the people in space. Plus, if someone is in space, they are likely to be wearing a helmet and a spacesuit and still would not hear anything outside because there's no air to transmit it. That does not mean there are not vibrations moving through space, only that there are no molecules to pick them up. However, those emissions can be used to create false sounds. Now you might be thinking, how does that work? As one example, people have captured emissions given off when charged particles from the sun encounter our planet's magnetic field. The signals are really high frequencies that our ears cannot perceive, but the signals can be slowed down enough to allow us to hear them. They sound airy and weird, but those whistlers and crack and pops and hums are just some of the many songs of Earth, or to be more specific, from Earth's magnetic field. Now, the question is, are we really hearing a planet sound? The answer would be not exactly. The planets don't sing pretty music when spaceships fly by, but they do give off all those emissions that Voyager, New Horizon, Cassini, Galileo, and other probes can sample, gather, and transmit back to the Earth. The music gets created as the scientists process the data to make it so that we can hear it. However, each planet does have its own unique song. That's because each one has different frequencies that are emitted. Due to different amounts of charged particles flying around and because of the various magnetic field strengths in our solar system, every planet's sound will be different, and so will the space around it. Astronomers have also converted data from spacecraft crossing the boundary of the solar system. It is also called by heliopause and turned that into sound as well. It's not associated with any planet but does so that signals can come from many places in our space. Turning them into songs we can hear is a way of experiencing the universe with more than one sense. Let's talk that how it all began. So it all began with Voyager probe. The creation of planetary sound started when the Voyager 2 spacecraft swept past Jupiter, Saturn, and Uranus from 1979 to 1989. The probe picked up electromagnetic disturbances and charged particles fluxes, not actually sound. Charged particles, either bouncing off the planets from the sun or produced by the planets themselves, travel in the space, usually kept in check by the planet's magnetosphere. Also, radio waves, again, either reflected waves or produced by processes on the planets themselves, get trapped by immense strength of planet's magnetic field. The electromagnetic waves and charged particles were measured by the probe, and the data from those measurements were then sent back to Earth for analysis. One interesting example was the so-called Saturn kilometric radiation. It is a low frequency radio emission, so it's actually lower than we can hear. It is produced as electrons move along magnetic field lines, and they are somehow related to auroral activity in the poles. At the time of the Voyager 2 flyby of Saturn, the scientists working with the planetary radio astronomy instrument detected this radiation, speeded up, and made a song that people could hear. Now you must be wondering that how do data collections become sound? So let's jump in this question. In these days when most people understand that data is a simply collection of ones and zeros, the idea of turning data into music is not such a wild idea. After all, the music we'll listen to on streaming services or in our phone's personal player is all simply encoded data. Our music players resemble the data back into sound waves that we can hear. In the Voyager 2 data, none of the measurements themselves were of actual sound waves. However, many of the electromagnetic wave and particle oscillation frequencies could be translated into sound in the same way that our personal music players take data and turn it into music. All NASA had to do was to take the data accumulated by Voyager probe and convert it into sound waves. That's where the songs of distant planets originate, as data from a spacecraft. So this was pretty much it for today. Hope you enjoyed and got your questions answered. If you did, then don't forget to like, don't forget to share with your friends so that they know about this information. And if you are new to our channel, then you know what you have to do. Subscribe our channel so that you get further updates from our channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon too so that you get the notification whenever we upload astronomy, science and tech related videos time by time. So for today it was all. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Till then, stay happy, stay cool and stay blessed.